This is 1 week of Filipino breakfasts. I wanted to show you all the different ways you can have Filipino breakfast, and although we had a good variety in this video, we're just barely scratching the surface. We stayed at our aunt and uncle's house in the Philippines and we were fed very well. For the first day, there was a huge spread because my whole family was there. Okay, the savory options. There's bacon, red Filipino hot dogs, tuna omelet, salted eggs with tomatoes, and crispy fried little fishies. Other little snacks available to us were a cantaloupe juice, which we call melon juice, and pandesal, which is a Filipino bread roll. I'm going with rice today and basically eating everything I see. The little fishies are great to season the rice with, and don't forget the banana ketchup for the red hot dogs and omelet. The salted eggs here weren't too salty, and pairing it with the tomatoes brightens the dish up even more. For day 2, the central dish is a marinated milkfish. It has nice pockets of fat attached to it too. We also had a noodle dish called pancit lomi, which is thick chewy noodles, and the sauce kind of reminds me of a thick egg drop soup. The salted egg is back, but this time it's mixed with tomatoes and cucumber. Of course we're eating rice today. In fact, we might eat rice for breakfast every day. Day 3, this was my favorite breakfast out of all the breakfasts this week. Rice, duh. And today we had a lot of winners. Roasted eggplant omelet, savory sardines and tomato sauce. My heart is skipping a beat just looking at it because it was so good. And the salted eggs are mixed in with green mango this time, so it's salty and sour. We had dalandan juice, which is a Filipino citrus fruit, kind of like lemonade style.
Oh my god, that's so good.
If you've never had Spam with banana ketchup before, try it. Please report back to me with your findings. I also dipped the roasted eggplant omelet in banana ketchup. My god, what can't banana ketchup do? And whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, I had at least 2 mangoes every day here. It's because they're so sweet and delicious and I can't get them back home. Day 4 calms down a bit. We had a comforting rice porridge called arroz caldo. There's chicken in here and I also added a hard-boiled egg just cuz. In case that wasn't enough rice, I also had some with this pork steak dish that kind of tasted like adobo. Simple 2 dishes, but both really deliver with a flavor. Day 5. This one was also stellar because of Filipino corned beef. If you haven't tried it yet, saute it with onions and small cubes of potatoes, and then try not to eat it every day. Also, dried fried salty fish, I can put a lot away. Dip it in vinegar and pair it with rice, ugh. And the fried eggplant was marinated in soy sauce and was actually surprisingly tasty. I ate almost all of it myself. And the mangoes were available for breakfast today again, and I cut it using a fork like how I saw my brother doing it. I can't believe it works. For day 6, this is what comes up in the top of my head when I think of traditional Filipino breakfast. It's because of the sweet cured pork with the dried little fishies, tomatoes, and rice. Reminds me of the breakfasts my dad makes for us when we come home for the weekend, so this is a special place in my heart. And off camera, I gobbled up half of a salted egg. Last but not least, day 7. It's just the 2 of us left today and my brother's dishing himself out some Spam, eggs, and rice. I also opted for this fish. The meat was taken out, sauteed and seasoned, and stuffed back inside. The fish is then deep fried, which means banana ketchup. And that was the final breakfast I had in the Philippines. Out of all the breakfasts, which one was your favorite? Tell me!